You know what Cowboys used to eat back in the olden days, Bundy Chick? They used to have to round up some old chickens and roosters to eat for bloody dinner. Hey, what do you reckon about that?
Sam, you're an idiot.
Howdy everyone, it's Sam. I hope you're doing really well. If you're new around here, I hope I can get you to consider liking the content and subscribing to the channel. And if you're a regular, thank you so much for the continuous support. This weekend, round 4, 2022, the NRL season, and the Cowboys are hosting the Roosters. And joining me to my left is Miss TheBundyChick82. The link to her channel is in the description box below.
Hey,
TheBundyChick82,
everyone.
am I coming in loud and clear? Because you are. How are you going?
Good.
Very well. Thank you so much for joining me on this preview. I always
You're
love
welcome.
talking to different supporters of different clubs, and I just want to start off by getting everybody to, if they don't know you, to introduce yourself and why is it the Roosters that you started to barrack for all those years ago?
Well, my name's actually Carla. I'm from Bundaberg, Queensland. I think I started basically following the Roosters midway 96 because I was living in a little town called Moranbah, and I was following Penrith, and Penrith I think had a trial game in Mackay, and I went to it, and I think we actually lost that game, so wasn't happy about it. We weren't doing so well, and maybe because I guess at the time Brad Fittler might have been gone over to the Roosters, I guess. And then I probably liked the colour, the red, white, and blue colours, and been a fan of the Roosters ever since.
Easy answer. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And so besides Brad Fittler, are there any other players that have stood out to you since you started barracking for the Roosters that you've really gotten behind?
Anthony Minicello, Mitchell Orbison. Mitchell Pearce was good at his time.
Yeah.
Todd
Yeah.
Carney was until whatever happened. Gotta put up there with Sonny Bill Williams. Sonny was good when he... Yeah, and Luke Keary and all them. There was lots of good players.
So this is great. This is a question without notice, Bundy Chick 82 or Carla. What out of the premierships that you've won over the past decade or so, which one do you hold in highest esteem?
Oh, I'd probably say 2018 against Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, that's it.
When basically in, I think, the 11th hour, they were down and whether Cooper Cronk was going to play with his broken scapula or whatever it was, and he came in and played. He may not did any meters, but he guided that team to that 21-6 win over Melbourne Storm.
Nice. No, and besides the grand final wins, are there any other games that stand out to you that you really got excited over as well?
The 2010 quarterfinal against West Tigers. When we were literally down, I think we were down maybe 15-14 or something, I can't remember. And we ended up winning 19-14. No, 15 over the Tigers. Sadly, we didn't win that grand final against the Dragons, but my friend of mine was making fun of me when we lost that grand final, saying, special on Kentucky Fried Rooster. He was literally saying that.
Yo, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they got the wooden spoon, or they were very close to. They didn't make the finals the year before,
like
did they?
2009 or 2007 they had it.
or something like that. And then they came back the next year, and then they
No, it
made the
must have
grand
been
final.
2009 because 2010 they called it like a fairy tale run to make it from
Absolutely.
wooden spooners to grand finalists.
We just got Mr. Lachlan 2010 qualifying final and the
Yeah,
2013
yeah.
qualifying final.
Hang on, we played
Yeah.
the grand final against Manly.
But you also did play that first round. I think it was like 4-0. I think the final score
Oh,
was in
I
2013.
don't think I remembered that one.
Yo, true. And Nick from Australia's in the house.
Hey, Nick from
2010
Australia.
preliminary. Yeah, that's it. They flogged the Gold Coast in the preliminary. And I was right. Mr. Lockie says winning 4-0
Yeah,
against
last
Manly.
year we did beat Gold Coast, but then we went out to Manly.
And that was a wild old game as well. But let's stop talking about the history. Thank you so much for talking about that, by
Yeah.
the way. I love hearing old stories. And let's start talking about the freaking present, Carla. So
Yeah.
this Saturday evening, North Queensland Cowboys are hosting the Sydney Roosters from QCB Stadium in the main event of Super Saturday. The Cowboys were at $3.50 at one stage, approximately 48 hours ago, but they've
I
now
think they've
come
gone
in
to
to
$2.75 now.
$2.75 now. Carla, so what I want to do now is bring up the Sydney Roosters team list. Can you please take us through it right now? Can you take us through it, Carla?
Oh, at number 1 we have James Tedesco. Then we have number 2, Daniel Tupou. Number 3 is Paul Momorowski. Number 4 is Joseph Money. Number 5 is Billy Smith. Number 6 is Sam Walker. Then we have Luke Keary at number 7. Lindsay Collins at number 8. Connor Watson at number 9. Siwa Takiaho at 10. Nat Butcher at 11. Satili Tupanua at 12. And 13, Victor Radley. In the, I think on, is it the bench and the reserves? We have 14, Drew Hutchinson. 15, Daniel Saluka Fafita. 16, Angus Crichton. Number 17 is Jared O'Weir-Hargrave. Nephew White at 18. Ronaldo Tony's at 20. Lachlan Lamb's at 20. Ronaldo Tony's at 19. Lachlan Lamb's at 20. Reddy Lussick at 21. Kevin Gim. Lucky. I thought it was Nagima, whoever wrote that.
Well, that's a bloody typo, wouldn't it? I've just found that out as well.
It's Kevin Nagima at 22. And at the rear is Adam Kieran.
We got to send NRL.com an email, mate, and tell them that they've got Nagama's name all wrong. For the North Queensland Cowboys now, it's an unchanged lineup from the team that absolutely walloped the Brisbane Broncos on Sunday afternoon. And the surprising inclusion of Cohen Hess in a jersey number 10. He went off approximately 10 minutes into that game on Sunday afternoon and looks like he could have been out for the next month or two. But yeah, for sure. And surprisingly, he's been named. He's just got to pass a fitness test.
Fletcher Baker that's out. There's only one out of the Roosters.
Thank you very much for saying that. That is indeed true. Now, if Cohen Hess does not pass that fitness test, all eyes are going to be looking at Jermaine Tanua-Brown in at jersey number 18, and I suspect he probably would even start the game in jersey number 18 if Cohen Hess proves to be unsuccessful. So just before we get any more further in, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that's tuning into the live stream right now. Mr. CJ Moxley, Perenzo Vids is in the house. Miss Jacqueline Dixon. Absolutely. Mr. Laughlin's still in. I predict Roosters to win just 16 points to 12. Okay.
I think I had a lower score, but I can't remember. I think I had it.
Don't give away anything, Carla. Don't you dare, not now. And then what else have we got? We've got Nick from Australia, Get Nagama on the wing. Billy Smith has to go. Bundy Chick, Carla, what's your response to that?
Well, they need to give Kevin Nagima more time on the field. Or maybe they should just let Billy Smith be on like the bench and bring him in when they need him.
Okay, I thought he wasn't too bad against South Sydney. He was certainly peppered a lot throughout the night.
And I think James Tedesco was a little bit off his game too, but that he's still great.
And then Mr. Lachlan, in response to Nick from Stick, you'd be happy with your Cowboys. They are doing well. He is. He was drunk for 48 hours after that win. I'm telling you, he told me. Sorry, no, he wasn't. And then Jason Reeder. Hey, Jason Reeder, go Cowboys this weekend, mate. Hey,
Yep.
But a shout out to Jason Reeder, though. You always tune in. Thank you so much for the continuous support, mate. But Cowboys are going to get you. No, thank you, Jason Reeder. So there are a couple of stats that I want to show you, Bundy Chick.
Yep. So go ahead. I'll go ahead.
So before I do, and it is a question without notice, and I'll bring up your team list as well.
Yep.
So when you think of the Cowboys and you've got the team list news there in front of you, is there a matchup that you are looking forward to? So say, for example, for me, I think one of the keys in this game is the matchup of Kyle Felt versus Daniel Tupou. I think
the battle of the two.
Absolutely. I think that's a juicy matchup.
Because, like, Daniel Tupou has the height to catch balls and stuff, but occasionally he may miss a ball like he did in the South Sydney game last week.
And Kyle Felt has the ability to leap as high, but against Daniel Tupou, I don't think there's going to be a lot of attack that will go down the right-hand side. What do you think about that, Carla?
What I think, maybe not, but when the time is right, then Daniel Tupou will bounce up like a giraffe or gazelle or whatever and just grab the ball.
No, he won't. No, he won't. He's going to drop it. So Carla, is there any other matchups? Is there a particular matchup that you want to highlight as well?
Well, I suppose we could picture what number is Jason Taumalolo?
Jason Taumalolo is number 13.
Oh well, now I have to see our 13. That'd be an ultimate matchup. Victor Raleigh versus Jason Taumalolo. Oh boy, the battle of the big boys.
And I'll say something controversial here, and I'll love to get your opinion on it. Jason Taumalolo, I think, has been in better form than Victor Radley to start off 2022.
Well, Victor Radley will get better in time. He just better stay at a suspension.
Absolutely. Yep. Now, the other key matchup for this game as well, I think Reece Robson versus Connor Watson, our two hookers. Now, I looked at the stats a little bit earlier this arvo. Connor Watson has actually made more dummy half runs than Reece Robson has. So I think, and also the reason why I think it's so crucial, this matchup, is that I think North Queensland's market defence was at times on Sunday a little bit lacking. What sort of game plan, Carla, would you like to see sort of be implemented this Saturday evening?
Well, I just like to see the Roosters play better and some of their players not drop the ball as much.
Well,
because I did realise the referee for this game is Jared Sutton.
The G train, is it? Okay. So that's a perfect segue as well. So what I want to highlight here is the handling errors. So that after the first 3 rounds, and sorry to the other couple of clubs that are involved in this, but the Roosters are the 4th worst team as so far as handling the ball goes. And Cowboys so far, you're not as bad as South Sydney. And Cowboys are the best as so far as handling the ball goes over the first 3 rounds as well. Now, the other stat that I want to bring up here too is your man there on the left, Suiasa Takiaho.
Siwa Takiaho.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you, Bunty.
I know it's a little hard to say his name. Yeah, go on.
He's made more post-contact meters than anybody else to start off the 2022 season. And I think that's great because I think Takiaho has been a weapon of a player for multiple years now. and there was a massive question mark on him, not because of his form, but Boyd Cordner had left, and another handful of leaders
Yeah,
had
and I
left the
think
club.
they didn't think he could fill either Boyd Corner or probably even Mitchell Orbison's shoes when they retired, and Jake Friend too.
And he's doing it perfectly. He's doing it with a plum right now, leading the post-contact meters. However, Daniel Tupou down there as well is sitting in 4th position. So you were speaking about Daniel Tupou. Not only can he leap up above the rest, but he's also running through them as well and pushing them back.
Yep.
But with Takiaho and Tupou, they're coming up against the North Queensland Cowboys on Saturday night, who are the best post-contact meter eaters after the first 3 rounds in the 2022 season. So I think this is going to, and I'd love your opinion on this, Carla. What is this a battle of the forwards this Saturday night, or do you think this is a battle of the backlines this Saturday?
Maybe the back lines, because I think the forwards, I think the backline people might need to improve over the front people.
Yep. No, interesting. Yeah, interesting. Well said. And there's one other stat that I want to show as well, and that's the following: the missed tackles. So you've got Sam Walker there, who's
Sam
missed
Walker at 15. Oh boy.
15, but Jeremiah Nanai sits there at number 14 as well. So I might need some help with this, but I can't remember if Nanai and Walker play on the same field. So that might be a question for the chat. Chat, does Sam Walker and Jeremiah Nanai sort of play on the same side? Will they come up against one another this weekend, or are they going to be playing on opposite edges
That's
this weekend?
hard to tell.
I can't remember. Just before we go on in further, I just want to go back into the chat as well. And we'll start with Nick from Australia, who says Billy Smith looks like a statue. Bundy Chick, do you have any words for him?
Well, what do you expect? Billy Smith was coming off like a big injury last year. Yes, he is a bit stiff at first, but hopefully he'll improve the rest of this year.
And Nick from Australia says Val Holmes
He's
versus
looking
Joey
forward
Manu.
to matchup between Valentine Holmes and Joey Manu. Oh boy.
You're already watching it. You're already inside. Parenzo Vids reckons
He
Radley
said
versus
that's what I was talking about before, Renzo. Look at the
absolutely.
matchup between Victor Radley and Jason Tomalolo.
And Mr. Lachlan, Mr. Lachlan Lamb is in. Respect for your Cowboys. Even though I want Roosters to win, I wish Cowboys luck. You have a great team, and I hope you guys give us a good challenge. I think we will. And there's still something that we haven't spoken about yet. Satili Tupanua versus Jeremiah Nanai.
Well, that'd be interesting too.
Oh, that is top. That is top shelf, bro. And I'm looking forward to this game. It will be a good match, and both teams will be very competitive. Mr. Fraser Lamb, go Roosters. Roosters. Go Roosters, mate, eh? Oh, there you go.
Broncos will win this week. Don't worry, Faraz.
We'll see. Bundy Chick. Now, this is probably the biggest question I've asked you so far, and we'll get into our tips after this.
Yeah, sure.
Carla, Trent Robinson, breaking news this morning, struck down with COVID. Trent Robinson won't be making the trip up to Townsville. How much does that affect you, and who do you think will be the assistant coach that comes into the main chair?
Well, I think I know it could be, but it's a big blow for the Roosters. Their main coach and mentor got struck down by COVID and had to stay behind. Well, I think that, and I think the coach, I think it could be shared duties. Maybe assistant coach like Boyd Corner and Matt King on Saturday.
You reckon Boyd Cordner will get in there and do a co-coaching role with Matt King, do ya?
Possibly. They seem to work together Robbo well in the box the last few weeks.
Well, it is possible that, I mean, Josh Morris is also hanging around as well.
Oh, yeah, and he could do it too.
What about Jason Riles? Do you give Jason Riles a shot?
Yeah, I would too, but it depends on who they name the assistant coach as their coach this week.
Yep.
We'll find out that soon.
So you reckon Matt King will probably be the main coach this weekend?
Possibly, yeah.
I reckon Jason Riles will be. I just think he's had a few more years.
I really don't care who assistant coaches it, as long as they motivate the team and let them get good points and not play like we did with South Sydney last week. I just want it to be a good game.
And this is the thing too. I think the Roosters, besides Melbourne Storm, are the most well-run club in the NRL and have been. Whoa, what's up? What's up?
I was just reading what Nick said. Why did you call Bundy Chick bro?
Because she's offering some really good information, and she's a Rooster supporter. I really wanted to get a Rooster supporter on, and I think she's doing a great job. I think she's doing a great job so far. I'm enjoying the conversation. But I think it doesn't matter who's going to be the assistant coach.
No,
really,
it doesn't matter as long as they can motivate us and get points.
You've still got the likes of a James Tedesco and a Luke Keary as well.
Yeah, we still got our main team minus Fletcher Baker. I think he's injured, but we mainly got our full-strength team back. So basically, I think we'll do well over the Cowboys. I'm not saying anything until see what happens to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And just Minty Rabbitoh reckons that was all right. And Nick from Australia, Tedesco scares me.
Tedesco scares me.
So yeah, I think no, I don't think it will phase them overly. Maybe drop them off maybe 1% or 2%, but it's not going to phase them, mate. They're too well run a team.
Yeah, well, some games were lucky, but I still think we can still make the top 4, depending on if we have any proper in. It was a worry about, I think, a few weeks ago when I thought like Connor Watson and Joey Manu were going to be out for injuries, but they weren't bad, and they came back.
This is true. That is definitely true. And I just want to give a Roosters player a massive rap as well, just quietly. One of my underrated players over the past maybe 10 games, including, going back last year. And I'll just get him up here. Over to the left-hand side of screen in jersey number 11, Nat Butcher. I think Nat Butcher for you guys, he's played approximately 80 games now.
He is very good. He scored a lot of good tries there.
He is consistent as. I'm not implying that he's another version of Mitch Orbison, because he does.
No,
he is his own.
No one will be another version of Mitch Orbison, but he's playing well.
He is playing well. So Nat Butcher,
and his brother Egan does when he's available.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just really wanted to put that out there and say, Nat Butcher, I think he's been terrific for you guys to start the season and in the back half of last year as well. So Carla, let's get into our tips now. So, Carla, who do you think is going to win? What do you think the scoreline's going to be? And who have you got as try scorer?
Roosters. I think I had him by 10. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. Who did I pick as my first? I forgot who I picked my first try scorer because I did my footy tips earlier, but I forgot.
Well, go and check out BundyChick82's video tips, NRL tips on her YouTube channel, and you go find out who her anytime try scorer is. So you reckon Roosters by 10 points? Okay,
I think I picked 10, but it could be a different score when you watch the video.
True that. I am going to go for the North Queensland Cowboys. I have to, and I want to. But the Cowboys, I can't believe I'm about to say this, Carla, but for them to win, they just need to play their natural game. And that's something that I haven't been able to say about them in years. And their natural game, I only start from round 1 through to right now, because they're completing the ball better than any other club in the NRL. And the Roosters are the 4th worst or equal 3rd worst ever rated side after the first 3 rounds.
Every team has their worst tackling and stuff.
No, of course.
In the NRL.
But again, I'm with Nick. I think the three players that the Cowboys need to keep a laser eye focus on this weekend is Takiaho, Tedesco, and Connor Watson. I think those are the three players the Cowboys definitely need to keep an eye on.
Well,
Carla, a question without notice: who are the Cowboys players that you really need to focus on this weekend?
obviously, Jason Tamalolo.
Yeah,
Maybe, Murray Talangi.
sure. No, he's been in good form.
Let me think on what other one. Maybe Valentine Imes?
Yeah. And Valentine Holmes, I think he played his best game in Cowboys colours last weekend as well. And so we'll just bring up Nick from Australia. My only question I have for the Cowboys is, are we ready to take on the Roosters? Yeah. I mean, no time is better than right now. And we've got them this Saturday night, arguably the best club
At
that's been
6:35 Queensland time, yep.
Queensland time, 7:30 New South Wales time. And Nick from Australia once more. Angus Crichton on the bench. Well, Carla, this is another question for you. Are you surprised?
Probably the last few weeks, Trent Robinson had a strategy to put him on the bench because maybe at the time he couldn't put him in a position to play on the field, and maybe in a couple of weeks he may do it. We'll just have the waiting game.
So what about Jared Warrior-Hargreaves as well? Are you disappointed in him starting on the bench?
He should be actually in his number 8, but at the moment Lindsay Collins has it.
I think Trent Robertson is looking to the future.
Yep, I reckon JWH will get his number 8 back soon.
Yep. All right then. And as an anytime try scorer, I think Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow had a really quiet game on Sunday, and I'm going to back the Hammer in to score an anytime try this weekend. Absolutely. Why not? So that's our live preview done and dusted. Ladies and gentlemen, that was BundyChick82, first name real life Carla. Please go and check out her channel. The link is in the description box below. Thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed tonight's conversation.
You're welcome, Sam. Anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the continuous support, guys. Have a very nice evening, and I'll talk to you all later. Go Cowboys.
Bye.